societal impact of sports. Two Men On with your host.
You know what that means? We got it's actually done. Sadie's on fourth. Let's go, Van.
But why, Fred? Why are we at Sadie's on a Wednesday?
We're
This
busy.
makes no sense.
We're busy tomorrow with the draft. We're at Hooters on San Mateo tomorrow. Come join us for a draft party. Drafts and drafts and drafts and drafts.
I'll have a couple drafts.
We'll be there drinking drafts. That's my thing. I drink in drafts.
Is that allowed? Drinking and drafting?
I draft when I drink.
Okay.
I drink drafts.
I often drink drafts.
Isaiah Johnson's back at the studio. Hello, Isaiah.
I might drink a draft, even though I don't think I've ever used that sentence before.
What do you think draft is?
Oh, I know it is. I probably would say like a can of something.
You're a big can guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cans or bottles for Zay.
Mm-hmm.
Draft is when you pour it directly from the tap into a pint glass, or pint or larger.
Draft beer.
Draft beer.
Now,
Zay, you work at a bar.
Yeah.
yeah. I focus on the fights, man.
Yes, you keep everyone safe so they could enjoy their drafts in peace. Yeah,
so that everyone can enjoy the draft.
Lots of people will not enjoy the draft. It's people think they know how it should go. That's who will not enjoy the draft.
Did you fill out your draft bracket?
What is a draft bracket?
You just pick all of them, and then if you get them all right, you win $1 bazillion.
I mean, I would have had time last night, right? All those games again were so bad. It's 2 in a row. Like
the Bucks tried to make a game out of it, but I did not see the Bucks being down 2-0. Again, they're on the road. No big whoop.
No, it is a big whoop.
So Zay is got to be very excited about the drubbing the Lakers handed to the T-Wolves.
It was a drubbing?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was like a good first quarter and then a weird lackluster 3 after that.
Well, I mean,
they 15 and a half.
Yeah, they crawled back. The scrubs were playing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first quarter was solid. Second quarter, they stayed solid. The biggest issue is I need to see the role players pick it up.
They were outscored in every quarter except for the first.
Who?
The Lakers.
Were outscored in every. What was the score of the first quarter though?
It was big. It was a good first quarter.
Yeah, when you do that, you're chilling.
They just put it on a coast.
Up by like 15.
I say step on the neck. That's how I feel. You get that big. Why don't you just make the biggest win in NBA playoff history? Like you actually do something.
Because Anthony Edwards is over there. He didn't really want to let us.
Yeah, I mean they were.
Timberwolves. You got to remember they won 40. The Lakers won 50. The Timberwolves won 49 games. So
except for the Thunder, seeds 2 to 7, not really so much 8. Seeds 2 to 7 are like the same caliber basketball team.
Yeah, I agree.
It is insane amounts of parity, except for the first seed and the 8th seed.
1-1 after 2. I mean, cool. Like I said, didn't feel like killers at the end.
Luka, though, got to highlight his defense. He actually was playing defense. And also, I feel like because we're still used to games being 120, 130, like we forget that this was a regular, for most of our lives watching basketball, this was a regular score. This was a very, very common score to see. Now, the 3-point percentage was really low.
Yeah.
But like in total score, I mean, it seems like it was a terrible game because we're used to 120.
Combined, these teams were 11 of 54 from the 3. That's awful.
They're going to have to put new rims from all them bricks they threw at the rim. They need some housekeeping.
That was the joke you brought?
Yeah.
I think it was.
I mean, that was bad, dude.
You have to
good defense.
Replace it, not just level it. Replace it. Probably the backboard too.
Oh, okay.
The backboard's probably hurting.
From the what?
The bricks.
The bricks.
Yes. They kept throwing up bricks at the rim and backboard.
This is terrible. This is possibly the worst joke you've ever told on this program.
The only joke
Okay.
was the 3-point percentage
Yeah, okay.
of the Minnesota Timberwolves
This is better.
and Los Angeles Lakers because of
Did
the bricks.
Did Desmond Masonry come back and start playing?
Well done.
Was that part of?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good one?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay. I don't do math, so bear with me.
Okay.
But if they were 11 of what did I say? 54.
Yeah.
So if you did 1 of 50, or 10 of 50 would be 20%. So that's and 1 of 4 is like 25%. So that's like 20.5%. Did I get that right?
Less.
Is it less?
That's less.
Okay. That's not good.
11 made threes.
Do that math.
For
I think I was
250.
Really close. I think I was really close.
For a 250, 1 out of 4 would be 44 attempts. So they're less than 25%.
No, I said 20.5.
20.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
That's closer.
That's it.
That's closer.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
exactly it.
If it was 55 attempts, they were 11 for 55, they'd be exactly 20%.
It would be 20.
You got to round up.
20
and some change. I thought you said 25.
It'd be 20.35%. Because if it's 54, then you would have to split it between the two. Because one would go into 4, which is 25.
Yes.
So I'm going with 20.35% total. I feel like that's accurate.
20 and some change.
Okay. You're obviously a guy who only knows about bricks. I'm over here telling the world how to do mental math.
I know brick math.
Which is what?
4 bricks equal a foot.
A new rim. Also, I thought that joke was opposite when we were kids. I thought it was you put up so many bricks you could build a new rim. I thought it was something of that nature.
Or you could build a new arena with all of the bricks. Also, 39 bricks. It's not a lot of bricks. You can't build anything with only 39 bricks.
That's not accurate.
Not even like a patio. You could build like a quarter of a patio with 39 bricks. It's
How
not a lot of bricks.
How long is a brick?
It's a lot of bricks for a basketball game. Not a lot of bricks when you're trying to build something.
A brick is it's 10 inches long.
There's no way a brick is 10 inches long.
Dang, maybe where you're from.
Yeah, that's a huge brick.
Yeah, that's a big brick.
Yeah. That's like if the Mormons made a brick.
Bricks are just 3 by 6, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. The standard brick is just
7 5/8 inches long, 2 1/4 inches high, and the most important part, you can ask anyone, 3 5/8 inches thick.
the girth.
The girth is the most important
Yeah.
part.
You need a girthy brick.
And this
7 to
fits
8 inches.
right, standard modular system.
Yeah.
It's like
It's 4 by 8, but it's never
it's
4 by
never-
8.
No.
Yeah.
But
2
it's
by
four-
2 by when you buy 2 by 4s, you're getting 1.5 by 3.5.
Yeah.
You're not getting 2 by 4s
No.
anymore. So a 4 by 8 brick is not a 4 by 8 brick.
Now we're also talking about the standard U.S. brick. Now,
Correct.
We're not talking about the European metric serpentine through British fields. I don't really know how that saves on materials, but it somehow does.
Standard European brick size, 215 millimeters by 102.5 millimeters by 65 millimeters.
That's
is a size.
That's very much a different size.
It's a size. It is. I don't know what it is. I use freedom feet because I'm an American and I love freedom.
Yeah. Also, I want to know bricks per square foot, and you can't do metered bricks in squared feet.
Yeah, because it'd be square meters.
It'd be square meters,
Right. And no one knows how to do that. Literally no one.
Yeah.
This was by far the most irritating and frustrating lesson of all 12 years of public school.
Learning
brick size?
mortar.
No,
The metric system.
The metric. Oh my gosh. Oh, the cubes. As soon as they passed out the cubes, I was like, oh, this.
So
let me break something down for you.
All right, break it down.
It's incredibly easier. You just don't know how to use it. Once you know how to use it, it's insanely easier in every possible way.
But the mental converting of things is where it was real tough. It was real hard. I felt dyslexic when it came to that.
This is what you got to do. So I'm going to get you real hammered one night, Zay. And then Fred's going to go to your house and change everything to meters.
Yeah.
So you're just going to put every measurement that you've become accustomed to in the metric system. And you're going to wake up the next day, because I obviously got you either brown out or all the way blackout drunk.
Yeah, metric drunk.
Yeah. And then you got to learn. You just got to jump into it, baby.
I still stuck with kilometers.
I've driven in Canada. It's wild.
Like that's tough for me. The temperatures, Fahrenheit to Celsius, I hate that too.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's Celsius is different. Celsius isn't metric, but it
takes the same
their
brain
preferred measurement.
Yeah. Same brain muscle used to figure out.
Might as well be metric.
As a Lego guy, I'm going to say this. They're all the same, Lego or Mega Block. Doesn't matter. They go together.
Yeah. You have a little more expectations of quality with our fine friends at Lego.
Yeah, they're not going to what we call...
But they're still the same thing.
Yeah.
Just different standard sizes.
In the building industry that Van and I are claiming to be in this second, they don't float as much. There's not as much variance. Yeah.
How much mortar are you going to use is the question.
That's always is.
You're going to eat up a lot of area if you add some more mortar.
But
no one wants to mix mortar.
You can get it pre-mixed.
What are you talking about? A trail behind?
No, so mortar. Whoa, hold up.
Okay.
So when you said mortar, I was thinking John Morant's next celebration.
Oh. You're not talking about Middle Earth?
That's Mordor.
Uh-huh.
That's incredibly different.
Yeah.
The Uruk-hai came from mud pits.
We switched to indigenous architecture. That's what we did?
Mesas?
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about? Cliff dwellings?
That's not what I was talking about.
2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Sadie's 04 with the sports animal.
This
2 men on NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, NFL draft. Ton going on in the world of sports. We're going to jump back and forth today. Vegas continues to explain why Shedeur Sanders is sliding perhaps out of the first round. Looks as if now the favored, at least according to the lines, is the Steelers. Yep. And it looks like the odds of he falling to the second are now leaning to, 120. Okay. So you make some money if that happens. I don't know, Van. I've seen weird stuff happen. Michael Penix last year, Will Levis a couple years ago, Mitchell Trubisky historically. We can kind of give the obvious names. Teams that need quarterbacks, take quarterbacks. I would be surprised if where are the Steelers at, like
21.
Yeah, there's no way. Dude's just too good.
Allegedly. And then I don't believe anything the week of the draft because front offices are trying to mismanage their information on purpose. They're trying to feed you bad data.
I don't know if it's it, but hold on. You might be correct in this one. If you're leading into this, I'm not trying to cut you off. Are you saying people were just nuts before and this is where you should just be? Like it's not like a slide at all?
I haven't seen enough. I mean, again, I'm not sitting around watching tape for 4 hours a night.
No.
But I've seen enough that I don't think he's that number one starting quarterback game changer. Do I think that he has NFL talent? Yes, I do.
Hold on, but you're being a little dumb.
Go on.
It's not that he isn't, because he's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's that no one else is. You only have Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Like the Dart kid is not the business.
I think Jackson Dart is giving me Josh Allen vibes.
I think Dylan Gabriel is under from Oregon.
Yeah, he was.
I am an Oregon fan.
He was third in the Heisman.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but that's
again position, right? I mean, I'm saying
with
Shedeur wasn't.
Quinn.
Shedeur,
go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say Shedeur is Tua, in my opinion. He's like he's Tua, but the difference is I think that he could have a mediocre game, but if it's a minute 30 left and you guys need a field goal and you got to go the length of the field, I think he's going to have his best drive in that moment.
If you're talking college, he's not Tua. Tua had 11 NFL players around him.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders did not.
He had one as a player, as a football player. He's Tua. They're extreme.
He better.
I see what you're saying, Zay. That's a good comp.
Like
he's a little more mobile, a little faster.
Yes.
But like all those check down, dink and dunk, third option slants,
very accurate,
flare passes, screen passes, like
that's
really boosted his numbers.
He ran a college-y kind of thing. He
so many screen passes.
Yeah, and you can get any stupid nerd stat on passes in which Cam Ward will go first. He will play.
Yeah.
He will be a dude. The other one is Quinn Ewers. Those two dudes will play in the NFL. They'll be very good.
Quinn Ewers?
Yes.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one.
Stud.
If he was that good, Arch Manning would have never got on the field.
It's about money.
Quinn Ewers? He's going to be playing in the CFL.
No. Riley Leonard will be
UFL.
playing in the UFL.
Yeah, they both will.
Dylan Gabriel will be playing in the UFL.
He'll be a backup. Shedeur Zach is very accurate. No matter where he throws the ball, he's accurate. But the ball does wobble and it hangs. Like Cam Ward, when he throws it, it gets there. But Shedeur, the ball does hang. But when it does get there, it's very accurate. I think that's where the Tua comparison comes. Because Tua doesn't have a strong arm, but he's extremely accurate.
Well, you know who else had wobbly balls?
Who's that? Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning.
Yep.
I left a little ellipsis there to see if you're going to answer for me. The answer is Peyton Manning. Yeah.
If Shedeur Sanders is a 20 to 30th overall talent in the NFL draft, he will go 20th to 30th overall. And if Pittsburgh is a team, if it's willing to grab the guy within 10 picks of ranking, sure, they can grab him. He'd do great. Also, if Pittsburgh is there at 21 and Shadur Sanders is available, I am going to, if I'm one of the teams drafting in the high part of the second round that already took a pick in the high part of the first round, I'm going to call Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, hear me out. I need that pick.
Yeah.
Because I need Shadur Sanders. I don't have a quarterback.
Mike Tomlin, unless the front office is overwhelmingly in on Shadur, he's not a Mike Tomlin guy.
I guess Mike Tomlin likes him or his dad, I guess. That's the conversation. I don't know how honest or transparent that is because I didn't hear it from Shannon Sharp. But
nice.
He's a fan. Cool.
Yeah. I'm more on the Jackson Dart camp for quarterback after Cam Ward. I'm more in the Tyler Show camp. For after Cam Ward.
No.
Somebody's going to reach up for Tyler Show. He's 6'5", pro-style quarterback, elevated a garbage team.
The Syracuse kid is better than him.
No.
McCord?
No. Super wrong.
No, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he just put up numbers.
You want to know a number that he's put
McCord's
up?
a compiler.
The only thing Show's got is 6'5". That's what
Sweet. No, that's perfect.
Is that what he is? Is he 6'5"?
No, he's literally 6'5".
Yeah.
Also, did just say that. He's 6'5", and you want to be in between the 6'2" to 6'5" range because no quarterback 6'6" or above has ever won the Super Bowl.
Every quarterback coming out is those things except for super tiny Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
They're all that size. He is a little bitty babers, though.
He's going to – Gabriel will get drafted, and he will be a backup throughout his rookie contract, and he's going to be the best starter in the UFL after his rookie contract's gone.
He will come in 2 games and play 2-point conversions. We talk about this all the time. You get a guy who can come in and maybe run it and maybe pass it, but all he has to do is practice getting 2 yards.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Good gig.
Do that.
On a rookie contract? In like the 5th round or something? Yeah. Sure.
Dylan, here's how you stretch your arms over the goal line. Go practice nothing else.
If you already have an established quarterback, you got one of those 15 to 20 guys, like obvious NFL starter, and you're looking at Tyler Show in the 3rd round, if he's not snatched up already, I would love to develop that guy behind your already starter capable NFL quarterback. Give him a couple years and then give him the keys to the Porsche. He's a guy.
There are more teams now with quarterbacks than I think there's been in like 5 or 6 years.
Well, everyone's talented.
Everyone's set now.
Yeah.
The AFC East does not need a quarterback if you think Justin Fields can play. The AFC North does not need a quarterback if you trust Joe Flacco to play. Mason Rudolph is kind of bad.
Okay, don't trust either of those.
The AFC South does not need a quarterback if you trust Will Levis to play. The AFC West does not need a quarterback if you trust Geno Smith to play.
Okay, the problem is I don't trust any of those people you said.
The NFC East does not need a quarterback. That actually is just a fact.
Yeah.
The NFC North does not need a quarterback. That is also a fact. The NFC South does not need a quarterback if you trust Derek Carr to be healthy.
Okay. Again, these are the type of guys that I would throw a Jackson Dart behind, a Tyler Show behind, and develop them. What are we talking about? There's 15 good quarterbacks in the NFL?
Oh, I don't know. I think there's more right now. I think there's 20.
You're not going to replace Bryce Young. You're not going to replace Kyler Murray. You're not going to replace Tua. You're not going to replace Dak. You're not going to replace Bo Nix. You're not going to replace Drake May. And then after that, that's 21 quarterbacks. After that, everyone's replaceable. So you got like
20?
Yeah, I think 20. Some 20, 21, 22 teams are set.
And I think you're going to hear conversations about like Seattle will not replace Sam Darnold right now. Like, they will just go with him.
What he's shown last year, you kind of got to give him a chance.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's 10 teams that will take one of these guys over their current quarterback. There's 5 teams that are desperate to replace their guy.
Jets,
yes.
Browns,
yes.
Tennessee,
yes.
See, and then you get weird from there because Las Vegas, no.
Vegas Raiders.
You think they're desperate, though?
Yeah, they need a quarterback. None of their guys on their roster are quarterbacks.
New York Giants?
Yeah, obviously the Giants.
I don't think it's obvious. I think Russell Wilson can play. I think Jameis Winston can play.
Nah.
Not the NFC North. They're set.
Correct. For a long time.
For a long time. And I think the worst quarterback in the South, Derek Carr, is clearly hurt, or is it just...
You've seen enough out of him to know what he is.
Is it a work?
What do you mean?
You don't want to be there. You know what I mean? Like,
just cashing checks. You blame the guy?
Yes. Living in New Orleans is a hard life.
For whom?
People who enjoy
not the
doing
starting
things.
quarterback.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's incredible.
If any of them pick before the Steelers, I know some do, that's where Shadur Sanders goes. But also at 120, I mean, take him going to the second round. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. No problem with that at all.
I could see Shadur going 21 to the Steelers and Mike Tomlin taking him under his wing and like turning the swag down just a tiny bit, turning the focus up a little bit.
Who's he going to throw it to? Super stable George Pickens or super stable DK Metcalf?
I'd love
Talent.
to go to either one.
Talent. So talented.
And here's the thing. He's never going to turn down. The swag is never going to be turned down. It's only going to get worse because if it was apparent before he had been playing on the national level, if he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, I mean, it's going to be peak.
Yeah,
imagine Shador's looking at his dad who's already, dad was in the league. So he's slowly been waiting to get to this point. So he's feeling like, finally, I can be myself.
The idea that it's never going to turn down is incredibly wrong. And I can ask you to Google one guy for an example, and that's Johnny Manziel.
And who's Johnny Manziel's dad? Not Deion Sanders.
Not Deion Sanders.
But
that is why I don't think the swag's going to turn down.
He is doing nothing. I don't think he's playing in Canada.
Johnny?
No. Probably host a podcast.
Traveling the country, being a cautionary tale to young athletes.
I think so, huh?
No, he's not that stable, is he?
I think he's gone that route. I think he's the don't be me.
I believe he's the guy who takes a picture of himself when he gets spotlighted on a big screen at a UFC fight in the audience. I think that's who Johnny Manziel is.
Still goes hard.
Tubing on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This reported.
cutest little silver-haired ladies of all time, telling us how they're traveling the country going to professional ballparks.
Yeah, they told us that Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park was number one on their list.
That's what they said.
They liked it so much they moved here.
Yeah, well, they didn't say that part. That's not what they said. They said, hey, we really like ballparks. Have you guys ever been to any? We go, yeah, we've been to a few.
Yeah,
a couple. So we did NFL last segment. We're doing a little potpourri today, bouncing around.
Yeah, let's bounce around. I could do that.
NBA from last night. The Thunder over the Grizzlies, not even close. Up 2-rip. This one will go to exactly 4 games. The next series that the Thunder play in will go to exactly 4 games. And after that, maybe 5.
Hard agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. They won't have a challenge until the Western Conference Finals, and they might not lose a game until the finals of the National Basketball Association.
You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Depending on their matchup,
yeah,
they might sweep the whole playoffs.
Well, as good as the Lakers start was last night, that's how good the Thunder start was last night. And then
every game.
Yeah. Finished strong as well. But, I mean, I think it was like a 20-point thing. Ja Morant is not good enough at this level.
He's fun.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's exciting.
Yeah, plays with Scottie Pippen's kid. That's nice.
Yeah.
But they're not about to be winning games with him at this level. They're not good enough to beat the best teams in the NBA. Now, also, I realize we're talking about 0 Grizzlies fans. There's about 0 Grizzlies fans that exist.
I can name one.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake.
That's the one.
I can't name another one.
Also, I think, isn't he kind of canceled now? I don't really.
Is he?
I don't know. He did the DUI thing.
There's a DUI?
DUI is not for me.
No.
That's not for me.
Did he pull like a
Diddy
Ozuna from the Braves?
Diddy is different. He did pull Ozuna from the Braves.
I'm Timberlake from the NSYNC.
Yeah.
Is that what he
I
said?
have to go on the world tour tomorrow. That's what he said. That one was not the business last night. Looking the part, though, from the Thunders. All of them. God.
They're so good.
SGA had over 20. Chet had over 20. Jalen had over 20. Alex
Jerry Lawler is a
Caruso.
Grizzlies fan, by the way, Fred. Uh-oh.
Rest in peace.
Aw. Well, he's a Memphis guy.
Also, I don't think he's dead, but
I was gonna say, whoa, when did that happen? I was on my way to Google. I'm like, when did that happen?
Well, no, just Jerry seemed tired. Like, just rest peacefully.
also, if we're being those guys, the Grizzlies are Jerry Lawler fans. I mean, come on. Jerry Lawler has been.
Come on.
Oh, I mean, he's been Memphis for the last 50 years. Probably longer. His name is the King. Elvis took his nickname from Jerry Lawler.
Rude, by the way.
So many dudes owe Jerry Lawler for the rub. There'd be no honky tonk man. There'd be no. I could continue the list, but this is not that segment. Jerry Lawler was the dude.
Morgan Freeman, Memphis guy.
You think he's just naming Memphis guys?
Is he a Hoops fan too?
No, he hates Ja Morant.
He is kind of an upstanding citizen. He's like a nice guy.
No, he's not. He has weird stories about family life and ancestral. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be Googling Morgan Freeman weird stuff later. That I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know who the best Johnny Cash, I guess, but he's dead. Like, I don't know who the best Memphis dude is.
I don't think Johnny Cash is from Memphis.
Johnny Cash is absolutely from Memphis.
I don't believe that to be accurate.
And I would have a short list of individuals after that. It's like only musicians. Like no one funny is from Memphis. Justin Timberlake's pretty funny. Do they produce like pastors and stuff? Is it like a whole like sect of celebrities that I don't know anything about?
Like mega church pastors from Memphis?
Is it something like that?
I bet it's a hot spot.
Yeah.
I could see that being a hot spot.
Sybil Shepherd's from Memphis. There you go.
Hey, there you go. Known Grizz fan, Sybil Shepherd. Front row of every game. Say what, say?
The Grizzly fans are mostly the big ones, usually rappers.
Oh, hey. Memphis celebrity update.
Okay.
Leslie Jones, who you love.
Ooh.
She sucks so bad.
What about Memphis Bleak? Is Memphis Bleak? Haven't dug that name out of the crates in quite some time.
Memphis may have the worst celebrities of all time. I just pulled up a list. I don't know who any of these people are.
Your boy Ric Flair, Memphisite.
Yeah, ish, but yeah, I'll buy that. He was adopted.
He's worldwide,
Yeah.
like so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like no one from Memphis.
Because it's just so lovely there. No one wants to leave and get famous.
Who's Juicy J?
Whoa.
I'm gonna stick my neck out here.
Whoa.
Take a wild guess.
Yo Gotti?
Say a rapper?
Yo Gotti's from Memphis.
You guys know Juicy J. You know 3-6 Mafia.
Of course.
I was worried for a second.
Are they from Kansas City? No, I don't know any of these people. This is embarrassing for Memphis.
It's a big-ish city that's been around forever. Now, don't throw any shade at Aretha Franklin. Like, how dare you?
Is Isaac Bruce from Memphis? Penny Hardaway, I guess, kind of is.
I went to college there.
Went to college there. Does that count?
Yeah, it's a coach there now.
God, that's so bad. If we were doing the bottom tier of cities to produce celebrities, Memphis would be in the mix right here.
I mean, if you're from Memphis, you love Memphis, right? Like it's one of those cities you fall in love with and like you get enamored with the culture.
If you're going rap culture, Memphis it goes from instantly bottom 3 for celebrities to top 3.
With Justin Timberlake.
Who's the top 3?
He's the Shohei of the group.
Isaac Bruce is from Memphis. That's got to be the best. That's got to be the best outside of Jerry Lawler.
That's the best one.
NFL.
Give me
Hall of Famer?
Aretha Franklin. Isaac Hayes, brother.
No, they're not from Memphis.
They're from Memphis?
No.
Yes, they are.
Is Isaac Hayes the Scientologist?
Correct.
No, that dude sucks.
Incredible musician. Separate the artist from the art, please.
I walked into a restaurant today, boys. I'm not going to name it on air.
Okay.
And they were playing the remix to Ignition.
Oh, no.
And
we were supposed to be the last ones to do that.
Yeah, we called it.
Yeah.
We did it during COVID. We said this is the last time.
This is the last time anyone can sing this song out
we did
loud.
It at karaoke.
Yeah.
And we said, after we did, we said,
in Honolulu.
Yeah, we said, burn this karaoke to the ground now.
This is the last one.
Is the last one. Yeah. This place was like.
It turns out the decades of rumors and allegory.
Yeah, they were very real.
R. Kelly were incredibly true.
Two men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live from Sadie's on 4th on a Wednesday. Tomorrow we are at Hooters on San Mateo. We're doing drafts and drafts. Come hang out with your boys. We're going to watch the NFL draft.
I'm like legit excited
You are?
to do the draft at Hooters.
That part I'm excited
That's going to be fun.
about. Jock Peterson. You know Jock Peterson,
Very aware.
former Albuquerque Ice Top,
Yeah.
has reached a Texas Rangers franchise record.
So he did something really good, right? Really good, right? He did something really good.
Did he? He's 0 for 41. 0 for his last 41.
That is a epic schneid. A schneid
Now,
of epic proportions.
as a guy who's a fan of buy low, hear me out, Rockies.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Pull the trigger.
And he's been around long enough to where he doesn't have any options. He would have to accept a demotion to AAA to try to work out these issues.
Get too much tenure. Who's the all-time record?
For offers,
Yeah.
I mean, the guy who went 0 for 1 and never got another at-bat in Major League
No.
Baseball. That guy.
Talking about, what's his name? Metal Art Graham. Is that his name? What's the name of the guy from
Jock Peterson, 0 for his last 41 with a
Moonlight
.052 batting average.
the punchline was Moonlight Graham. I blew it.
You know, I'm a big fan of WAR
What is it
to
good
judge
for?
baseball players. He's responsible for negative 1.2 WAR already in this young season. So he has single-handedly lost you 1 1/4 baseball games.
Comparatively, I see that Juan Soto was like already a 2.
And he's not even playing as well as he could.
I believe this is from memory. I think it's like Crash Davis
Ah, yes,
had
of
like
course.
a 0 for 50 or 60 kind of thing. Chris Crash Davis.
Last season, he hit .275 with an almost 400 on-base percentage and a .515 slugging. It's good enough for a 908 OPS. OPS plus of 1.51. That means he's as good as 1.5 baseball players. This year, negative 35 OPS. That means if you put a carcass in your lineup and on the baseball field, he's 70% better than Jock Peterson. That's bad.
The little article I read says he hasn't even really put a barrel on a ball in any of them.
A Texas barbecue, man, it's legit. Can change it, man.
He's really good for the Giants like 3 years ago.
He's been good for everyone.
Yeah, as a Braves fan, you might hear some on there. Braves fan might not.
League average.
5 o'clock hour when we get back. 2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports News. bigger winners last night. The Maple Leafs finish against the Senators was crazy. You put two Canadian teams against each other. Game winning sniper in overtime. Super sweet. You got to have that. And it was Max Domi. His dad is Ty Domi, played forever.
Okay.
So he hits a big, just snipery boy at the very end. I'm a hockey guy now. Have I told you this?
Yeah. I'm an Ice Wolves guy. Also, the Ice Wolves got 2 big matches coming up.
At home this week.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Thursday and Friday. Got to win 2. Keep the series alive.
Talking about the playoffs.
Yeah. Playoffs.
We're live at Sadie's on 4th on a Wednesday because tomorrow we're at Hooters on San Mateo for the NFL draft. It's drafts and drafts. We're going to drink them. We're going to watch them. We should record some live reaction afterwards at the draft.
I like that a lot.
That would be funny. Like, not normally when you and I watch spectacle sports, it's pretty expletive laden.
Sure.
Like just you and I.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need certain words to drive home emphasis of emotion as it relates to the sports that we're consuming.
Yeah.
But to do it in a little safe radio way, would be awesome.
We're fantastic at working clean. I don't expect the fine patrons of Hooters on draft night to work clean. That's a unrealistic expectation. Yeah.
And especially when you get like those fan bases that think they know more than what they know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Raiders fan base. Mm-hmm. Like the Cowboys. Fan base.
Yeah. Cowboys have the crown of thinking they know more than they actually do.
Nationally, it's the Jets. Nationally, Jets fans are the worst one. They think they know way more than what they know. And they're like a really good example of why don't you just ever take the best player available?
Sure.
Just do that.
Yeah.
That's the best play.
If you can get a Quinnen Williams with every single pick from every single draft,
do that.
The Jets might not be the laughing stock of the NFL.
And the way it's like forecasting, I think a lot of teams are going to do that. Like Raiders fan, for example, at pick 5, when Jacksonville takes the running back from Boise State, Raiders fans going to lose it.
Rip their hearts out.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even care about the Raiders pick after that.
Jacksonville already has way too many running backs.
No, they're going to take them.
They should get a player that they actually need. Again, Ashton Genty, I'm on board. I think he is as good as advertised, if not better. You don't need a quarterback and you don't need a cornerback / wide receiver. I think he's the guy that you take.
Yeah, but he's not like that important.
Say that to Saquon Barkley's face.
None of those teams.
Say that to Derrick Henry's face. Say that to Josh Jacobs' face.
There's like a big.
Say that to Joe Mixon's face.
You're going Josh Jacobs. You're putting him in that list. Josh Jacobs.
Packers made the playoffs. Got a new running back.
That's what you had. And I'm not. This might be causation. I don't know. I'm not saying a good running back makes you make the playoffs. Yeah. I'm saying teams that are good enough to make the playoffs can utilize a running back.
Yeah. Anecdotal evidence with the recency bias. It's 100% true. Every team that got a new running back last year went to the playoffs. And you could draft one that's better than all those guys. Congratulations, whoever takes Ashton Genty. By my theory that I just established right now on this program in real time.
Yeah.
Whoever drafts Ashton Genty is going to the playoffs.
This is math.
Yes.
It's a great point. Also, Robert's on the line.
Now, friend of the show, Robert, I'm excited to have on the program, but I'd rather hear these takes tomorrow at Hooters at San Mateo.
In person, Robert.
You know what? Why not both? Robert, welcome to the program.
Hi, good afternoon. Yeah, I was going to talk to you a little bit about the price of the concessions at some of these Major League Baseball games, even the Pacific Coast League. You know, a beer is $15 here at Isotopes Park. And I think that must be the same price at some of the Major League Baseball parks. I was at Yankee Stadium a couple of years ago, paid $17 for a beer. It was the oil can size. It was a pretty good sized beer, but it's gotten really expensive to attend some of these Major League venues. Ticket prices as well are, you know, up $80, $90 for a general admission ticket. I guess they got to charge those prices to pay these guys the big money that they pay. Also, NBA, boy, these guys are looking pretty good. I can understand why it's so hard for these college players to get into the NBA. It's just you got to be gifted.
Yes.
For example, you know, these guys are playing guard at 6'9", 6'8" guards nowadays, where 20, 30 years ago that was very unusual. So I can see why Dent and some of these college players want to stick around and play college basketball, because they would never make NBA, yet they're still getting paid more than some of the NBA people on the roster. Anyway, if you've been to a Major League Baseball game lately, can you give me an idea what the concessions might cost?
I've been to a bunch of them.
Sure.
Good call. First of all, I like the hard segue. Like the idea of talking about Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
The idea of talking about the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Because we said drink drafts at the draft.
Hey, we got a 3-hour program, Fred. You can rip the rug out of one segment and do a hard segue. That's okay.
No, I'm into it.
I'm into sports fan. I'm into friend of the show being upset about not only the price of eggs, not only the price of their grocery bill, but more specifically, the price of attending a Major League Baseball game, which is one of my favorite activities in the world. It'd be on Rushmore of stuff I like.
A beer at Isotopes Park is between $13.50 and $14.25.
Correct. Yeah. Also, if you're a little more frugal like I am, if you're a little more cost conscious like I am, I do a lot of baseball games in Phoenix and Denver. And there's some cool spots all over those two stadiums where you can get yourself a $5 12-ounce beer. Again, to me, who used to pay like $1 for a 12-ounce beer, still outrageous. But a $5 12-ounce beer at a Major League Baseball game is a steal.
So I know,
and you could get those in Arizona and Denver.
What I'm about to say, I know for a fact. The Colorado Rockies have the cheapest beer of any venue.
What's I keep forgetting. What's the name of their stadium?
Coors.
Oh, Coors.
They have Coors.
They sponsored the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to the, left field corner, and you can get $5 12-ounce cans of Coors Banquet or Coors Light for a $5 bill.
You talking silver bullets?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I can make a lot of silver bullets disappear.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm like a werewolf.
I will kill so many werewolves with all these silver bullets inside of me.
I'm like the Van Helsing of hunting werewolves.
Yeah. I'm just Helsing.
I'm Van. Rockies are the cheapest.
Yeah.
Now,
see Diamondbacks too. Like Diamondbacks, and it's funny enough, it's in the exact same spot of the stadium, in the left field corner, before you take a hard 90-degree turn to walk through the outfield concourse. There's always a little spot, $5 canned beers. Sometimes there's some on sale.
Now,
but oddly enough, Arizona also has Coors Banquet, Coors Light,
it's not odd,
and Busch Light. I don't know why they chose those three, but those three you can get for $5 a can.
Those are poor people beers. Yeah, that's why. The second cheapest beer, I also know this for a fact, is in Toronto.
What is that one?
Because
Molson's?
Because inflation.
If you get a beer and you put 5 on it.
I got 5 on it. Yeah. Angels also.
Looney's joke, Zay.
It's a pretty good joke. Trying to look for where I've been to almost all these stadiums. There used to be a thing years ago. I was traveling the country. That was like, I don't talk about this part of my life a lot of the year. And late teens, early 20s, I was just in my car driving the entire country. And you used to be able to get these, and it was a paperback books. And it was like how to navigate the Carolinas and see every stadium or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So anyways, in them, and I remember going to like a library. This would have been 2006. And going to a library and looking up like a week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And going to minor league ballpark after minor league ballpark in the Carolinas or Iowa. Or wherever, right? Tap you.
Yeah. How many can you fit in a drink carrier?
Yeah.
That's how many I want.
I feel like I was in Durham, maybe. You're doing the thing where you're using the lips of the cups from the gradual grade pyramid to the center.
I can get 8.
Oh, no, I can
You
get way
space
more.
in between fingers. Also, if I wanted to, I could probably squeeze some in the middle. Use your triangulation method.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, serving the community since 1936. World class, modern style. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Lakers are a bad road team. They were sub 500 on the road, and they just lost home court advantage. Minnesota, like those Ravens, they could come. I'm not worried about the Lakers, but James A. Reddick, welcome to playoff basketball.
This is The Herd on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the eSports app.
Attention drivers, run. Do not walk, run to Petrie Buick GMC now. Waiting to get a new vehicle may cost you more. Sure with tariffs. Don't miss it. Buy now and save your hard-earned money. Choose from over 220 new Petrie Buicks and GMCs, Envisions, Envistas, Acadias, Sierras, Yukons, and more. Petrie has put them all, and they're all 100% 100% tariff-free. Why take a chance and wait to see what happens? You can buy or lease a new Petrie vehicle now and know you will not pay a tariff fee. Did you know that these tariffs could be as much as 25%? Trade in your current vehicle at Petrie Buick GMC today and get up to 120% of Kelly Blue Book value for it. Even if it's an import, we'll take it. Waiting to get a new vehicle may cost you more in the future. Get your tariff-free vehicle today while you still can. Shop online at PetrieBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce changes your life and the lives of your children. This change can be good or bad. The outcome depends greatly on the attorney that you choose. So interview more than one attorney. Family law experience, especially trial experience, is important, but so is temperament and judgment. Also, remember to consider Cordell & Cordell. We've been serving men in divorce for over 30 years.
Office is an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Albuquerque area attorneys. CordellCordell.com.
Saving for retirement is tough enough, and navigating markets can be challenging.
I understand. That's why in Fisher Investments, we take the discipline approach to your investments. Tell us more about that. We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
what about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
You need one more app. Download the Sports Animal app. Search KNML.
When I watch my futuristic fantasy swords and sandals, I don't care about the sword. Welcome back to 2 Men On, where Van refuses to mute his video stream. You'll notice a trend here.
New computer. Who dis?
It's looking a little colorful in the live stream.
Yeah, my I think my Mac charger did a little Uno reversi on me and started draining power from my computer instead of charging my computer.
You know those arcades when you like walk in a little photo booth and it's all colorful and you guys look all like deformed?
Yeah. I'm on the work computer now.
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you guys are Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm on Super Nintendo right now.
It's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day, ishamdentalabq.com, 505-881-0422. Go over to 3900 Eubank Boulevard Northeast. But first, go to ishamdentalabq.com, sign up online, get that free exam and x-ray, accepting all you are aware, Medicaid, America, all your insurance providers.
Everything. They got everything.
Gotcha.
They do everything.
He's the best. Same-day dentures, financing, layaway, implants. You know, that's where I got my fakies. Check out Scott at Isham Dental. It's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day.
Pat, ground ball into right field for a base hit. Brujan rounds third. Throw home. It's late. Cubs win.
It's not Josh Sushan.
Bottom of the 10th. Walk off for the Cubs against the Dodgers, 11-10. Ian Happ, that dude. Also, the Dodgers tied it up, the Cubs tied it up in the bottom of the 9th, which made it just that much more exciting as well. So, heck of a little baseball game last night. Probably the best one of the year so far, man.
There's been a lot of them. You don't hear about the Kansas City Royals and Miami Marlins extra innings walk-off. But Cubs-Dodgers, that'll make some noise.
The Cubs have played half a dozen like instant classics already this season. Like we're a month in.
They got the Dodgers number too. It is wild. The Dodgers are beating up on everybody except for the Cubs.
Not just the Dodgers, but they're strong against all the NL West. Like they're not normal against the NL West.
The Cubs is that team that I really wanted to be a fan of growing up. The Cardinals just always outshined them.
Yeah, they're way better.
So it was hard.
Cardinals are way
It was
better.
hard. But then the Cubs won the World Series, and it was like a ripple effect through the whole state of Illinois.
Now the Cardinals suck.
Now
they will continue to suck.
It's not the whole state. It's like Springfield North.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, that's the whole state.
Everything south of Springfield. And then really to the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Cardinals Nation. Springfield, Illinois, over to Kansas and parts of Colorado. I'm going to say just Kansas.
Yeah, definitely Kansas.
Now, not Iowa. Iowa's Cubs country. And then down through Oklahoma, that's for sure St. Louis Cardinals country. And then not Texas.
And obviously not Texas.
Really not.
Not Arkansas.
No, a lot of Arkansas.
Way northern Arkansas.
100% the Ozarks, yes.
Yeah.
But Arkansas as a whole. And then northern and eastern Louisiana. And then into the Gulf of Mexico. Everything that touches
Gulf of America.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Everything that touches the Mississippi River and Kansas and Oklahoma.
Only Kansas City are Royals fans. Everyone else is Cardinals fans.
That's pretty close to accurate. Yeah.
And large swaths of Kansas City as well.
Kansas fans aren't even fans of Kansas.
Have you been there?
I've driven through.
Bottom tier.
It is the worst part of that drive back home. If you took out Kansas, it would feel like I was just driving to Santa Fe. You drive to Illinois. But instead, it feels like I'm driving to Illinois.
I don't drive through Kansas.
You go to Oklahoma.
Of course.
Let's take Route 66.
Yeah, the Mother Road. Historic Route.
Stop at a diner, why not?
66.
66.
Stop at a Cadillac graveyard. Stop at a McDonald's over the highway. Stop at I could keep going, but you guys see the point I'm getting to here.
Yeah.
The Cubs, assuming they fly over all these things we're talking about.
Naturally.
But it was in Chicago last night because it was the bottom of you heard the walk-off.
Right.
So sweet. And the team low-key seems to like each other, which is bad for other teams. A lot of these professional teams that really just aren't the Dodgers, they put all these new players on a squad, takes them half the year to figure out if they even want to try to win.
Yeah.
And then maybe they win. If this Cubs team in April is hitting ICs after ICs and then like sprinting to each other on the field in big wins, cooked. Everyone else is cooked.
When you got really good dugout and locker room dynamics as a baseball team, everyone gets along, everyone's on the same page. You all have the same inside jokes. You all play the same pranks. You got the same celebrations. Everyone's playing in unison. That's a scary team. In the World Series a few years ago, when I was watching the Nationals beat my beloved Houston baseball Astros.
A lot of people were watching that.
When I saw like how fun and in each other's corner, like the dugout and locker room dynamic that the Nationals had, I was like, oh, we're done. This team won't lose. They made it this far together. They're not going to lose now.
When you see the players, specifically the Cubs, when you see them doing the go Cubs go, go Cubs go, hey Chicago, what you say? That's when it's a deal to those. That's when it's 2016.
Especially when like you get to play it often.
Yeah.
As opposed to not playing it when you lose, which historically is what they did.
I think this is also, and I've been never a fan of the Cubs, but obviously incredibly aware of them due to my only fandom in sports, which is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best offense they've ever had right now. I've never seen a Cubs team that can hit the ball better than this Cubs team, including the 2016 World Series champion Cubs.
Chris Bryant? No.
Double disagree. Sammy Sosa years were a little more fruitful. World Series champions were a little more fruitful.
No.
But besides those two, hard agree.
The 2016 team, if you recall, and I recall, they just did little things perfect, all the like dumb stuff, like base running. This team doesn't need that. They can score 11. Carson Kelly. Finally.
Ex-Cardinal. Baseball, not Catholicism.
Did you say ex-Cardinal or next Johnny Bench?
He's going to the Reds next?
No, he just needs to do it for 1 year.
He's crushing. He's finally living up to the expectations that everyone in the world had of him.
That's 16. Fowler, Zobrist, Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing someone else? Rizzo?
Baez, Rizzo.
That was a little bit of a murderer's row.
This is a strong team.
Beating the Dodgers? The only team they don't have a winning record against in the NL West is the Padres, and they're 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're going to get through the playoffs and to the World Series, you have to go through the NL best.
Yeah. Because that whole, not our beloved Rockies, but besides the Rockies,
the Rockies suck, dude.
that whole division will make playoffs.
I'm a big Isotopes guy. The Rockies suck.
You are a big Isotopes guy.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking back. I believe when the year Chicago won, if it wasn't the same year, it was close. The Cubs won the World Series. It was close to the same year the Blackhawks won a championship.
That is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So Chicago is having a little bit of their little LA year. Or I guess LA had a Chicago year.
Well, I'll be that guy. Statistically speaking, in sports cities that have as many professional opportunities as LA, Chicago,
right,
New York, it's lame that they haven't done this more.
Yes.
Miami. Like, you got an opportunity every year to win a thing in two. Like, why can't Miami win one in baseball and football and hockey and soccer? And
because they're not good at all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. We don't need a ton of analysis on that one. They're not good.
Well, no, not Miami. But I mean, like, they have the opportunity.
Yeah, they got the opportunity. Yeah, they got all of them.
There you go. Cubs got walk-offs now. And if you, like, so cliche, win close games early in the year, you win them all year.
Mm-hmm.
Win extra inning games early in the year, you win them all year. Hit walk-offs early in the year, you hit them all year. Now,
Been there, done that.
Yeah. If you don't do that early in the year, you don't do that. You're like, well, Fred, that means I can do it all year. No, I'm promising you. It's the same. Like,
well, teams who want to end in first place have to do it early. But you know how baseball is. People go on heaters at the end of the year, barely walk into the playoffs, and then bam, World Series champs. I'll say it again. Washington Nationals. Another example.
There is a playoff. You know, the playoff Jimmy, there's no playoff baseball player. It's either all year or it's not at all. Or do you think it's just.
No, there is playoff baseball player.
Sure.
They get paid. And then they go to the Angels.
Yeah.
Anthony Rendon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
put his team on his back, got a big old contract, and then disappeared.
This is a super homer one. No one should know who Alan Craig is.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Craig was that guy.
Baseball fan knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craig Counsell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's what's old boy's name? The kid with the beard from the Giants that kept closing out.
Brian Wilson.
Yeah. Like, there's all these. I'm trying to get into different.
Madison Bumgarner.
Very good.
Won a World Series by himself.
Ben Zobrist. We were just talking about the Cubs.
Yeah.
Ben Zobrist. Like, there's dudes.
Reggie Jackson's nickname
Yeah.
is Mr. October.
That's a sweet one. Yeah. Also, there are a couple guys, I'd have to look them up, where they just end up on the World Series team every year through trades or whatever.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. It's every year he's
the
there.
pitcher, not the catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he that guy? That's part of the deal. There you go, your Incidental soundbite of the day. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Starts Thursday morning at 7 a.m.
Welcome back to Jim and On. We're at Sadie's on 4th. Hooters tomorrow, though. The one on San Mateo. Come hang out with your boys if you want to hang out with your boys. Watch the NFL draft. That's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm going to have a blast. I've had a good Hooters experience in a minute. Not that I've had a bad one. I just haven't been in a minute. Stoked.
I've been to Hooters since the lineman dinner, senior year of high school.
All of our sports dinners were catered by parents, and we had them at the community center, but it was mostly Muscatoli.
That's you must have had some open-minded coaches in high school to take a bunch of teenagers to Hooters.
No, so the different position groups would like go out to eat on the last Friday before the game, and we would pick different places, and for that time we chose Hooters, but usually it was Buffalo Wild Wings.
We had growing up a place called Show Me's.
Show Me's?
Okay. And that was like Hooters that would allow kids in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Show Me State.
Nope.
No?
That's not what it was for.
Oh.
It was for the
Show Me
your
bits.
Chicken bits.
Yes. Bits of chicken.
Yes. That is correct.
Don't think any of this is accurate.
I told you we went there.
Okay.
And you could get all flats for an extra $1, and that's what I would do.
That's pretty grown up of you to get flats.
Yeah.
As a child. Mostly children want the drumsticks, not knowing the flats are way better.
I wasn't a child, I was a teeny boy.
A teenager?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I said. A child.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Celtics are playing the Magic. They're going to go up 2-0 tonight. Heat and Cavaliers. Cleveland will go up 2-0 tonight.
And then 3-0 and then 4-0.
The Golden State Warriors are playing the Rockets. They will not go up 2-0 tonight. This one will be even after this one.
Also agree with that. That's going to be a battle.
Steph Curry, though.
I mean, the Heat in the 8 seed,
they're
just like one good player away from like being able to upset the Cavs.
Cooper Fleck.
Could you like imagine, say like a playoff Jimmy, like Jimmy Butler? Could you imagine a player of that caliber on the Heat? They could do some damage in the playoffs.
Are you saying that because since joining the Golden State Warriors, they're like 28-9?
Yeah, they're really good. Really good.
Now, Steph Curry, I don't think enough people say this sentence I'm about to say. He's like one of the best of all time. And a lot of people say something stupid, like he's one of the best shooters of all time.
He is the best shooter of all time.
Dog, he's just like one of the best of all time. Like in their first win, you're like, oh, he's going to make it here. Yes, he's in that passing lane. Yes, he's fighting this open man. Yes, he's one of the best to ever do it. He's like becoming like a top 10er.
I think he's right at the cusp, right there.
Of top 10ing?
Right there.
There are guys that I think people would say are in the top 10 where I would go, no, not over
Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to be there. And I mean like really big names, like Magic Johnson.
Sure.
Ooh.
Like he's better than Magic Johnson.
He's like right at that.
Oh.
Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Like right at that cusp where you're like, where do you place these guys?
I agree.
Shaq. Where do you place these guys?
He does play passing lanes, but for majority of Steph's career, teams are like, let's go at him when they're on offense. So like defensively, let's go at Steph. Not only because he's smaller and that is, if he has a weak spot, that's it, but also that does take away from his energy on offense to run around the screens. But I think once you get to that top 10, I don't know if there's any of those guys are like, oh, he was terrible. Not terrible. Oh, this side of the ball, they targeted him. Shaq, maybe free throws.
He's better. All right, the list of players that are better than him is shorter than the list of players that he's better than. Like Michael Jordan is better. Like LeBron James is better.
Are we talking career? Or are we talking like peak?
Career.
Okay.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Curry,
is
Pete
better.
Curry's top 10. Pete Curry is top 10.
Wilt Chamberlain is better. Bill Russell is better.
If you wanted to make a case that he's the 5th greatest player of all time, I would allow you to do that. If you wanted to make a case that he was the 15th best player of all time, I would let you do that as well. And it's so hard to rank him somewhere in between. I'd have him like in between 10 and 12 right now.
He's better than Julius.
10 and 12.
I hate to be this guy.
He's better than Kevin.
Let's start talking scoring titles.
Okay.
Like, let's start finals MVPs. Like, defensive all-team awards.
Is our show over?
No, this is just going to be our end of this segment bumper.
Okay.
It's actually not feel correct. So
don't be confused, friend of the show. We still got another hour of this thing.
Do
not be confused.
Not leave.
Did they change time zones?
Also, you can just
That's
kill that.
Probably what it was. Okay. That's
why
one
is it- why
of
was
my
it-
favorite songs.
why is it
That's
still
one of my favorite songs.
playing?
Yeah, it got my thoughts going. But I don't think he doesn't have enough of the accolades. If you're going off peak player, yes. And the 3-1 to LeBron, I think it's so easy to praise LeBron for what he did, but come on, Steph. You can't. That is maybe if we're going top 10, that's one of the worst. That's got to be the worst scar on the resume of any of the top 10 players.
It's a team sport. Michael Jordan never would have got to the finals without Pippen. Like, I mean, you got to have some help.
I mean, Curry
even for the best.
Curry has the same amount of championships as LeBron James or Shaquille O'Neal. Like, those kind of balances out. So does Andre Iguodala.
Exactly, though.
He'll never match up to Robert Horry.
Iggy's got a Finals MVP over Steph, and he averaged like 10 points. And Iggy got the Finals MVP for doing, quote, a good job on LeBron, who averaged like 38 and 8 for the series.
Mm-hmm.
Did he win?
The Warriors won, yes.
Robert Horry, sitting with 7 titles, is tied with powerhouse names like Frank Ramsey and Jim Luskanoff.
Yeah. Where do Robert Horry and Tom Brady have lunch?
The 8 Rings Club is also weird. John Havlicek makes sense. But who's Satch Sanders and Casey Jones and Tom Heinsohn?
Oh, what is this when there were 4 NBA teams?
These are all from the 60s, yes.
Yeah. Those don't count.
Bills count. I guess Sam Jones's count too, because he was on those teams. So there's your 11 and 10. Cool.
No.
The real number, though, is like 6 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the only 2 numbers anyone cares about.
3 doesn't matter because the number is huge. Udonis Haslem is on the 3 list.
Yeah, are you a number 1 player on your 3-ring team, though?
That's
a lot of
a
lot of role players. Got a bunch of rings. That don't matter.
Also, I heard you mention Tim Duncan earlier. I'm not a Tim Duncan hater, but I think he gets he gets put very, very high on a lot of lists, and I think it's too high.
Well, he's very good. He won 5 championships.
Sure.
Tim Duncan, to me, he's the equivalent. He's like, he didn't do anything wrong. The guy never had adversity. Like, what did he ever have to go through? Coach always made sure he's in the right spot, always made sure the plays being ran for him. He never had to worry about minutes being altered, never had teammate issues in the locker room. Culture was always great. Organization always great. Like, when you're like, oh, Timmy's out there by himself, he's got nobody. He's way better than everybody, but it's never like, oh, boy, Timmy's got to do this whole thing by himself. Like never.
I mean,
he kept beating up on Kobe throughout those years. Kobe would have way more championships without Tim Duncan being there.
Kobe's got a better record than Tim Duncan in the playoffs.
Well, they have the same number of championships.
Yeah. But if it wasn't for Tim Duncan, Kobe would have more than Jordan.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
And then
Tim Duncan was just boring.
Well, that's
the problem.
Tim Duncan didn't enter the league. They didn't get it until 99. That's when they won it.
The Spurs were 71-47 without Tim Duncan over the course of his career.
Stud.
He only 71-47 without him.
He only missed 110 games, and he played 19 years. This dude's a machine.
Yeah. Are you talking about the best ability, availability?
Yeah, this guy missed 5 games a year.
Tim Duncan was incredible. He's just boring.
But my point is,
he's like watching Jokic.
It was very, very close to Brady on the Patriots. Now, Brady's more of a GOAT than Tim Duncan is. Maybe not his position. You can call him the GOAT. I think he is the GOAT, power forward. As Brady's the GOAT quarterback. But it's like when were you ever like, oh boy, I feel bad for Timmy? Not that you should have to. I don't want to discredit him because that wasn't the case.
I mean, I don't think you're appreciating the amount of effort it takes off the court to keep all that stability.
Sure.
These guys
he just wanted to go home and play video games.
Yeah, he grew his hair out the second he quit the league.
He is a great. He was when it cut not off the court professionalism. Oh, he's the best ever. He's number one. I mean, the guy, you never caught him trash talking. He's never going to do anything wrong. You're not going to see him have a meltdown. I would argue I wouldn't be shocked if he had less than 5 technicals over his whole career.
You keep describing good attributes in a bad way.
He's great. He's a great player, but I don't think. But when you start, it's like okay. But when you start comparing him to a Kobe or a LeBron or even a Shaq,
well, hold up. If we're having like that conversation, like what Bill Russell went through off the court. Or like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar changing his name from Lou Alcindor.
Yeah.
Or there's actual
real life consequences.
Like distress.
Yeah, I am 100%.
George Mikan happened to be white. That sucked for him back then. He had so many friends, and none of his white friends liked him. Yeah. Steph's like top 5 all time.
I'll let you make that argument that he's top 5. I would disagree, but I'll let you make that argument that he's 18th.
He's about to win,
and it would make as much sense.
He's about to win a chip from the 8th seed or wherever they are.
Biggest impact,
7
for sure. No. Outside of Michael Jordan, when they always say, "Oh, he's the reason why you can't hand check," I think Steph's had that type of impact on basketball.
I've never seen him hand check anyone, so he's just playing off Michael Jordan, really. That's why players, quote unquote, go at him. Also, if I'm Steph Curry, I'm going to let you score a 2. And I'm going to save all my energy because I'm about to score a 3. That's good math. It's common core.
We're common coring, huh?
Knowledge.
Okay.
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Ferguson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. It's time for our NFL mock draft fan.
Like an annual thing you guys do?
No.
No.
We just do it every time the draft comes around. Oh, yeah, so I guess so. Tennessee's going to take Cam Ward.
Yep.
Okay. Cleveland's going to take Travis Hunter.
Yep.
Okay. The Giants are going to take Abdul Carter.
Yep.
Okay. The Patriots are going to bore the heck out of us and take that lineman that you like from, where's he from?
LSU.
LSU, Will Campbell.
Agree.
No, wait.
I think
Well,
there's going to
on.
be
That's
some.
not the
There's going to be
Patriots.
some. There's going to be some movement.
I'm doing it wrong. That's not the Patriots. That's Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's 5. They're rumored to take
Patriots are
Ginty.
4. Oh, okay. No, there'll be a trade there because everyone knows that the Raiders want Ginty.
Yeah.
So whoever wants Ginty will trade into that one.
It's to overpay
Yeah.
for the Jags pick.
Look for like somebody who's close. Somebody who's got like a quarterback. Someone that's maybe got talent on the outside, like a Bears or something.
I like the Bears moving up and taking Ginty. I mean, they got that revamped offensive line. Like they got 4 Pro Bowl caliber offensive linemen that they acquired through trade or free agency. You give Caleb Williams time to throw now, and you got a game-changing running back.
Yeah.
That seems like the play to me.
And then the first miss of the draft will come to the Raiders because they won't know what to do.
The first two.
Oh, because the Jets are
Raiders and Jets are back-to-back. They're going to screw it up somehow.
Something stupid and boring. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
But one that never starts.
Yeah. Whoever's best available. I don't know. We fall down to the Panthers after that.
Yep.
God, they need everything. Best available player?
Best available player. And if his name hasn't been called yet, I like Jalen Walker here.
From Georgia.
Linebacker from Georgia. Really good. Like easily. There's always gems, but in my mind, he's easily the best linebacker in the draft.
But that's such a bad and boring position. You just don't need those guys on the field.
Till you're a game changer. I mean, if you could get tackles over the middle, you can do some short coverage packages and you can rush the quarterback. You can do all that. You're a game changer.
Now,
if you're just a guy who gets tackles, wait until the 5th round. There's a bunch of those dudes.
9th pick overall is New Orleans. And this all depends on Derek Carr. Because Derek Carr is apparently hurt or just wants to leave.
Yeah. I think he wants to medically retire.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Because he gets like a salary, something.
It's like a standoff right now.
Now, if he's not with the squad, if he's not, who dat, this is Shadur Sanders right here.
Should be.
Oof.
I mean, you really going to go in the season with Derek Carr and expect to be any good? And then even if he is good, how long is he going to be good? They're not going to be bad enough to get Arch.
They're not going to be good with.
Yeah, New Orleans is going to be bad no matter what. I think New Orleans should blow it up. They got all those air quotes cap problems. We all know the cap isn't real, but
real.
If it is real, they're in the worst shape of anyone in the league.
Talking about Israel.
Huh? Israel Adesanya, the fighter.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
From New Orleans.
Yeah, I knew a transition you were going for that.
Just blow it up if you're New Orleans. Keep trading down. Get future assets. Trade your assets now for future assets.
Go to Jackson.
Cash them in later.
You go to the Bears. So the Bears were in my hypothetical here.
Yeah.
They were in the 10, but now it's Jacksonville going down.
Right.
Give me the best available skill guy. It's probably the wide receiver from Arizona.
He's a dude.
I don't know a ton about him.
The McMillan kid?
Everyone says he's good.
Yeah, he's giving me Puka vibes.
He's going to Dallas.
If Trevor wants him, he's not going to Dallas.
I don't know what front office is looking for in a wide receiver, but there's some good ones at the top.
There's the very, very top-heavy wide receiver draft.
McMillan, Golden, Abuka,
Luther Burden.
Yeah, strong.
Chris Collinsworth is, he's no football savant, but he watches a lot, and he played receiver. And he's saying that Luther Burden is his favorite receiver in the draft, and that he's going to be a faster Deebo Samuel.
Now, it's hard for me to put stake in talking head because I am one and I know a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So I can't trust this, but I can trust that the steal of the draft will come and pick 11 when the other defensive end from Georgia goes to San Francisco.
It's just what they need.
And Mikael Williams will be your defensive rookie of the year.
More high-end defensive talent.
Yeah. That dude's unreal.
What are all these Georgia guys doing not going to the Eagles? Like, what's the Eagles front office doing? There's so many Georgia players
you're an idiot
for them
again.
to add to their team.
This is twice in a row you've been an idiot.
Only twice?
They draft at the very end because they win Super Bowls.
Well, no, you trade up to get more Georgia guys.
Oh.
They lust over Georgia defensive players like Thanos lusts over Infinity Stones.
That's not even a relevant reference anymore. That
It will always be.
It's 10 years old.
It will be relevant for the history of the world.
How about this?
Yeah.
They lust over Georgia guys the way that Andor lusts over civil stability during the Galactic Trade War.
They lust over Georgia defensive players like Jeff Bezos lusts over female astronauts.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
They lust over Georgia defensive players the way that John Cena.
Something John Cena.
Couldn't fight the urge.
I was like real close. Dallas is next at 12. Whoever the second best wide receiver is, I'm in on that. Is there one from Texas? Take him. That'll sell jerseys.
Yeah, there is.
Golden.
Yeah, Matthew Golden.
Runs a 4.3.
From Texas, played at Texas. Fastest dude in the draft.
Take him then.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are picking Dallas to win the Super Bowl. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, God,
no,
I would never
it was a
say
reach.
that.
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness. If they were to trade up and get Ashton Genty and Matthew Golden and trade Dak Prescott for Myles Garrett
and
erase their 30-year history.
And there's a lot of ands. Then I would unironically say that.
After that, it's the Miami Dolphins, man.
This is when the draft viewership is going to drop by 50%, unless you're at Hooters, of course.
I don't know. Who's the best safety out there?
Whatever.
Yeah,
they need defense.
Who's the best corner?
Jahdae Barron is the guy from I think he's also a Texas guy.
I think so, too. Didn't they just lose their corner, Ramsey or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to replace that. Go get that kid.
I mean, maybe they're eyeing cornerback or safety here on purpose. They got rid of Jalen Ramsey on purpose. Because it's not a sexy pick at the top. Like the top 10 is kind of set.
No, it is not.
Top eight is kind of set.
We're doing mock draft with a trade. That's how unset it is.
There will be a trade. Someone's going to trade up and get Ashton Genty.
Yeah, I think it's the Bears.
Yeah.
Now, Van, we're looking at the Indianapolis Colts at 14. And what you have to do if you're the Colts is draft a player that's going to make looking that drafting Anthony Richardson was a good idea.
Ooh.
So you need like an offensive tackle or a tight end or there's no other running backs at this level. So who's the best tight end?
Who's the wide receiver that's better than Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson combined? Because that's what Anthony Richardson needs.
Tyler Warren is the best.
What's a guy who's going to go his whole career without a drop? That's the guy Anthony Richardson needs.
From Penn State, known for producing tight ends.
Dang, you like Tyler Warren here?
Why not?
Okay.
Don't you want to give Anthony Richardson a chance to breathe?
I like Colston Loveland. I think he's the premier tight end in this
Think he's
draft.
better than Warren? Ooh.
Yeah?
Hot take.
Is that hot take? Is this on fire? Am I in fuego right now?
Yeah, you are. Tyler
Okay.
Warren, a lot of people got him going top 10.
Give me Loveland.
Oh, yeah, he fell in mine because I kind of forgot that tight end was a position.
Yeah.
All right. Atlanta will.
I had him ranked higher until I saw his face.
Oh, he's got that broccoli hair.
Does he have the Carson Beck? Hold on.
No, Carson Beck is a different person.
No, he doesn't have the Carson Beck disease. Only Carson Beck
Only
does.
Carson Beck has that.
Yeah.
It's actually called Carson Beck's Gehrig's disease.
Carson Beckridge.
That's a good one. Middle of the draft now, or middle of the round, I guess, both. Pick 15 is Atlanta. I'm just going to say pass. Either rusher or catcher. I don't care. You thought I meant pass, like
yes,
don't
no
pick.
one cares.
Correct.
Yeah. Same thing. And whoever Atlanta doesn't take, that's who Arizona takes after that. And whoever Arizona doesn't take, that's who Cincinnati takes after that. You have a little run, whatever position Atlanta takes, there's a little run on that position from those next two teams because they're all the exact same kind of bad.
This happens every year in the first round of the NFL draft. Like it's when you're in the middle, you're like a 500-ish team. You have to make a splashy pick. You have to reach up to a guy you really like, and they're always busts. And then the smart teams at the end of the draft who have successful organizations, successful front offices, will just reap the leftovers because you made bad decisions in the middle of the first round. And then your Chiefs and your Eagles and your Packers and your Steelers, all the teams that are there all the time, will just like, oh, yeah, this guy's so good. Why didn't you guys pick him?
He was right there the whole time.
Welcome to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, congratulations.
Pick 18 is Seattle. Man, look up who the best available white guy is.
Best available white guy?
Yeah, because that's who's going there. It's probably a lineman.
A Jackson Dart.
It's nope.
Cam Scatabo.
Skidaboo.
No, he's not a first rounder. Whoever the best big boy, thick thigh lineman is, that's who they're going to take.
Okay.
Yep.
Why did you go with thick thighs in this moment, Fred?
Strong. Going with strong guys.
Strong.
Yeah,
Strength.
strong.
You're going strength.
Yeah.
Not because you're a thigh guy.
No.
Okay.
I told you, flats only.
Yeah. All right. Who's picking next?
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Are they ass men? Like what are they looking for?
They backs. Linebackers.
Backs.
Yeah,
I see.
linebackers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good answer.
All right.
Denver needs to go back to the running game because Bo Nix can't do that 2 years in a row. So give me the kid from North Carolina.
Dang, North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where they're going. If they don't trade up for Genty, they're going Hampton.
O'Marion.
I would just see. I like either one of the Ohio State guys more.
Bet. Let's go.
Than O'Marion. Whichever, like, just flip a coin. Whichever Ohio State guy is the second best running back.
Los Angeles Rams will need a tight end here because they have similar sitch. They got to keep their quarterback standing upright. So the one you like from Michigan, Colston Loveland.
Still available if we're going with your mock draft over mine.
Because this is a trade right here. So Pittsburgh's getting out because Shadur is gone. I told you Shadur left earlier. So the Rams have traded in here to take this pick in your tight end.
This is the part of the draft where there's a lot of swapping going on. You can move up 3 picks to get that guy you've had your eye on. I do like Loveland.
Okay.
But allow me to say the steal of the draft in the tight end position is Mason Taylor. Whoever gets this kid
we don't trade up
has a stud. And he's supposed to go in like the 3rd round-ish. That's Hall of Fame Jason Taylor's kid.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
You take the Hall of Famer's kid.
Is Pittsburgh going to pick if they can't get Shadur Sanders? They're just going to get out of the first round entirely. They don't care.
You know, if he keeps dropping and dropping and dropping, why not get that trade bait? Because obviously, Rams, if you got the Rams moving up here, don't need a quarterback. Who's after them? Chargers don't need a quarterback. Packers don't need a quarterback.
Hold on.
Bills don't need a quarterback. Texans don't need a quarterback.
The Chargers pick is already settled. Who is the best player still available from Michigan?
The guy just got drafted. You doing back-to-back Michigan guys?
It will be. There's 0% chance.
So after 21, the Steelers, you got 8 straight teams that already have a good starting quarterback. So that means Shedeur Sanders, unless the Steelers trade back in, is going to be a day 2 pick.
No, I told you he already let. He's already off my board. He went at number 8 or whatever I said. To the Saints, 9.
Nah, Saints don't want him. He's still there.
We wrap up the
second rounder.
We wrap up the first round of our Maki Boy when we get back. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610 live from Sadie's on 4th, the Sports Animal. like 10 minutes away from Josh Sushan joining us on the program.
Ooh, I like that guy.
Ice Topes baseball tonight. They're playing Reno. I do not know how they fared last night, man. I did not check the box score.
Okay. It's very unlike you.
I know. I'm usually all over that. I normally catch Josh on the broadcast. I'm a big listen to Josh on the broadcast guy.
I do it almost every day.
All right, we're wrapping up the first round Maki Boy.
Good news. Got a dub, 6-4.
Way to go, Topes. Now, I don't know if you saw the announcement today. Half their team was called up to the Rockies.
Who got sent down?
No, they all just got DFA'd.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So the Topes got to play with like 7 players in the outfield now?
No, they're bringing up
7
Hartford.
position players
From Hartford.
and 4 pitchers.
I'm actually I'm starting on the bump tomorrow night.
Congratulations.
Yeah, they asked me to do it.
It's a big day for you.
Picking up the draft where we left off. That was after Pittsburgh traded out of the first round is where we left off because they were so upset that Shadur Sanders was gone. They didn't want to pick, man.
I mean, why don't you just get Jalen Milroe? He's a better Shadur Sanders.
Not familiar with his work, so no. We went 22nd. Okay, so the Chargers are going to take whatever the best Michigan player still available. We're going, that's consensus.
Okay.
And then we're going to Green Bay, Van. Now, I will, ladies and gentlemen, Green Bay is now on the clock.
And with the 23rd pick
23rd.
in the NFL draft, the Green Bay Packers select Emeka Egbuka,
okay,
wide receiver, Ohio State University.
They already have
a great pick.
They already have wide receivers.
They have a bunch.
They're not going to do that.
So they're going to take Emeka Egbuka, and then they're going to parlay 2 of their wide receivers in a trade for another number 1 wide receiver.
Words package, not parlay. Buffalo Bills.
Or maybe McMillan if he drops. McMillan would be cool here.
The Bills are very good. They're going to take a corner or something. Whatever the best one is, that's who they'll take.
Just the pick.
Yeah.
Whatever the most boring, smart pick is, they'll probably do that.
Now, the 25th here. This is Houston.
Mm-hmm.
What do they need? They got a good running game.
This is obviously a boring offensive line pick here. Like whatever offensive lineman is left over. I mean, Josh Simmons of Ohio State is a good pick. Josh Connerly.
Yep.
Oregon is a good pick here. Like
now,
whoever the 3rd or 4th offensive lineman on your depth chart is, take that guy.
Now, in our mock draft we're doing right now, Pittsburgh, this is where they traded to when the Rams came up.
Okay.
So they're going to trade out again.
Correct.
Yeah, they do not want to be.
Because on my board, Shadur's still there.
Yeah.
On your board, he's gone.
He's gone.
So I think they keep trading down until they're for sure
going to get him
in an area no one needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think that would be all the way back around at the beginning of the 2nd round.
So,
and then they will finally take either Jalen Milroe or Shadur Sanders at the beginning of the 2nd round.
All right. So if it's the beginning of the 2nd round, they're trading down to like not Tennessee because they got Cam Ward. So obviously Cleveland to pair Shadur Sanders with Travis Hunter.
That would be incredible.
I like that a lot.
Absolutely incredible.
Right.
And ruin both of their careers. Yeah. Fate worse than the New Jersey Jets.
No.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I won't go to the 2nd because if Pittsburgh trades with Cleveland here, Cleveland just takes Shadur here.
Yeah.
Therefore, it will have to be a 1st rounder. So let's say they trade with the Eagles and the Eagles take, I don't know, whatever offensive lineman they need to help Saquon Barkley.
Their offensive line's pretty damn good already.
All right. So
yeah.
You're in this theory, though.
Yeah, I like this theory.
Right.
And if it is the Eagles trading up, What defensive players from Georgia's are left?
We're skipping the rest of the picks because we need to go to commercial to get Sushan. But I think Jackson Dart ends up on the Giants at the very end. Somehow they get into the first round.
Yeah, I mean, if your guy's still on the board, trade up.
And that does put Shadur Sanders out.
That's what I think is going to happen.
There you have it.
Shadur, one of the first couple picks of the second round.
Cool. Josh Sushan joins us after the break. It's Newman on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal. Welcome back to TMO, where we're talking PCL. Josh Sushan joins us. Josh, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm at the top of my game.
Okay, say more.
Living my best life.
All right, one more try.
Living the dream.
All right, I like
Sweet.
Yeah, when they're in Reno, Josh he acts a little bit different.
Yeah.
Why is that, Josh?
Well, I mean, let's take inventory on my life right now, right?
All right, we are very aware. Are we doing public inventory or what we really know?
I mean, I get paid to come to a baseball game every day. I talk about it.
Yeah.
Check.
Stay in a nice hotel.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
Get to see my dad tomorrow and have dinner with him after a little day baseball.
Check.
And I get to talk to you guys on a regular basis.
Okay,
I mean,
now we got to the meat of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we get to the good stuff.
Yeah, Reno lies.
So how good is your Tinder going in Reno,
That's a good
Sush?
question.
Is that why you got a little extra pep in your
is that
step
what it
today?
is?
You met a nice
So
little
last night
Reno
the-
divorcee.
So last night the Isotopes walked 10 batters.
It's a lot.
They did not catch 3 infield pop-ups.
Uh-huh.
They committed 3 errors.
Okay.
And they were still victorious.
Are they still last in the PCL in errors?
I'd have to double check that.
It's
But
got to be close because they were
yeah.
they were very last. They are they are to errors what the Rockies are to wins.
And here's the thing: most of the errors that the Isotopes have committed have been by the pitchers.
Oh,
Like position players making errors has been like only like a handful.
So you're saying we need more pitcher field PFP, a little PFP?
Or just get out of the way.
oh yeah. Let the other guys do job. All right.
Get out of the way or stop trying to pick off runners if you can't throw it accurately. It's the craziest thing about pitchers, right? About how good their accuracy is from exactly 60 feet, 6 inches. But then when the ball gets hit to them on the mound, they run halfway to first and then underhand it, right?
Yeah.
You know, like their ability to throw to places other than this precise movement of the catcher's glove behind home is, it's a bit inconsistent.
I'm way better at throwing it to Van than I am at throwing it to Isaiah.
That was good.
I got you.
Who did a better job? The Isotopes last night or you today? Hard segueing out of that Tinder question.
Yeah,
Which
that's a good question.
who wore it better?
Which one?
I would say it's a pretty good tie.
Excellent.
The tie goes to the runner.
I like that a lot. Wednesday baseball in Reno is super sweet because there's nothing else to do. Like the crowd comes out
In Reno? There's a lot to do in Reno.
No, there is not.
There's a Beatles tribute band that is performing at the hotel Thursday night.
Can we guess the name?
Friday? I don't know. So whatever you say, I'm just going to say yes, because I don't have the name memorized. And then Morrissey is
Day
performing
Trippers.
Saturday. Oh, Day Trippers, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That should be the name. Help is on the way.
It's the Yellow Submarines, right?
It should be. I like it.
The real Morrissey or a Morrissey tribute band?
The real Morrissey is going to be performing Saturday. And then they've got some other band that people know that I don't know that's performing on Sunday. Yeah, they got quite the lineup at the Grand Sierra Resort.
Paperback.
The Paperback Riders.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Yeah. So Yellow Submarine you could go with. Yeah.
Strawberry. I got it.
It's just a guy, Strawberry Phil.
All right, so the actual name, boys, is going to be a major disappointment. It's simply called Rain.
Yeah, it is an actual
Rain?
Yeah, I don't
What?
like that.
Rain, a tribute to the Beatles.
Okay, lame.
Yeah.
REIGN or RAIN?
Not even then. It's not even like the Purple Rain in Las Vegas. It's just good old-fashioned RAIN.
Okay.
How about the Fa 4?
Ooh, I like that a lot.
I'm going to have 0 after that. That was the best I had.
What do you got?
Always leave 'em up
Helter
more.
Skelter. That's a good one.
Beatlemania. This was like,
Dude, how much time before the game do you have to refamiliarize yourself with the Isotopes lineup and roster, considering they go up and down every day?
Yeah, seriously, like it. I do need to just like get my head straight on like, okay, who's at what position. Like the biggest thing is actually like defensively, right? Like, you know, you do play-by-play for baseball, and most people put like a little cheat sheet down that's got like the defense down.
I do that.
And I do that, but I don't like doing that, right? Because you look down and you might miss something. So it's all about just memorizing who's out there, which shouldn't be that hard. I mean, it's only, 18 guys who are out there. But sometimes you just get in the habit of, Aaron Shunk's at third base. Oh, wait, no, he's not at third base. You're like, oh, Zach Dean's in center. Oh, wait, no, he's not in center. Oh, wait, but he might be tomorrow because he's back. Or Jordan Beck. Wait, what position is Jordan Beck playing today? Oh, no, he's in Denver now again, too. So it's all about just like quickly remembering and, in the middle of a play, like, okay, who is at what position today? All right, I got this so I can accurately describe this play.
Now, Reno's obviously in the west of the Pacific Coast, and the Isotopes are obviously in the east. Everyone talks about that. It's like a big talking point. Yeah,
so far east.
Yeah, it's incredibly known. Now, if the Isotopes not only are victorious tonight, but they end up carrying a little bit of momentum like throughout this series, which I think they will, they're going to end up being like in the mix at the end of it. And it's been a period of time, Josh, since the Albuquerque Isotopes have been in the mix. Like, are they about to turn the corner with the series against Reno?
Well, that's the goal, right? I mean, it's game one, right? But you come in here, and we were talking yesterday, the Isotopes had lost 16 of their last 18 here in Reno. Yeah. So you get a win yesterday despite not playing your best. And this Reno team is pretty similar to the team that last year went to the postseason. So I feel like this is the type of series where if you do take 4 of 6, you're like, all right, here we go, right? Now we're back home, and now you can start to get some momentum going, right? But, that's why I do like the split season format is, hey, man, we're 23 games in out of 150, but no, it's a 75-game season. So, you get hot, you get some – you move up the standings, and let's see if you can, clinch a playoff berth here.
All right, first baseman for the Isotopes. He might not be hot, but he's warming. I'll show myself out. He seems like a dude, right, Sush?
I feel like warming Bernabeu, like, back in the day when, like, newspapers were, like, a huge thing, oh, my goodness, how much would the headline writers at the New York Post and the New York Daily News, like, how much would those headline writers love to have warming Bernabeu around to write headlines?
Trying to come up with a Ritter joke.
Ritter?
While you're thinking of a Ritter joke, I got since you brought up the West and the East, like I got some geography that'll blow your guys' mind.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Finally.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Finally, yeah. The audience is like, really? This is what these guys are talking about? So think about the map of the United States, right? And think about where California is, and think about where Nevada is. Now, here's a true thing. Reno, Nevada is further west than Los Angeles.
And San Diego.
This is creepy.
And San Diego.
This is creepy. What are you doing to me right now?
Reno is further west than Los Angeles or San Diego.
What time is it in Reno?
It's 5:38. Okay. 5:38 Pacific time.
Is that the same time that it is in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Okay, I'm okay
and
with
in
this.
San Diego, yes.
I'm okay with all of this then.
So Las Vegas is mountain. Reno.
No, Las Vegas is Pacific time too.
The whole state.
No, they're all Pacific.
Yeah, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
I mean, does Vegas really have times? Like, let's be honest here. There's no time.
They have a good. I was there last week and I had a good time.
There's no time.
Super good. You know what? People talk to me at length about the Aviators, though. Like,
really?
Yeah, no, they didn't.
I swear it. They were, because we were talking about the conversation was like something affordability, and people are like, you can have a ton of affordable fun over at the Aviators.
How about that?
Yeah.
And they're not wrong. They're right.
That's the thing, right? And we had a caller earlier talking about beer cost at Isotopes Park because they're $13.50. Josh would never know that because he's never had a single drink while at the ballpark.
Right.
Facts.
All right, Sush, my mind is significantly less blown that I see Reno on a map now. I thought it was close to Vegas. I thought it was middle-ish.
No, it's right by California.
No, that is basically California.
Yeah.
So next to
It's where all the people from the Bay. Yeah, it's all the people from the Bay Area who cashed out, including my parents, moved to the Reno area.
Nice.
But they live in Tahoe because they didn't want to abandon their California principles.
Well, Tahoe is half California, half Nevada. And the border of the line literally goes right through the middle of the actual lake.
Ooh.
So there's like South Shore, there's North Shore, and like literally one side of the street is all the casinos. And you're like, okay, that's the Nevada side. And the other side is not casinos. So that's the California side.
What do they have? In-N-Out burgers?
They should.
On that side of the street.
I don't know if Tahoe really would allow In-N-Out. They're pretty fancy.
They don't have the choice. It's on the California side.
No, again, you're confused on the geography still.
Okay.
Also, they could do it, but it'd have to be weird, like a brown color or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they would not look the part. Same great ingredients, weird looking. Josh,
not the best quote.
Josh, who's pitching tonight?
Tanner Gordon is starting for the
good.
Isotopes. Yeah. He just needs – here's the thing. Tanner Gordon throws a ton of strikes, and he gets ahead a lot, and then dudes are just fouling off pitches off, and then, next thing you know, he's throwing 80 pitches in 4 innings. So he needs to get some quick outs, continue to pound the strike zone. Boys are pitching really well, man. Last night they only gave up 4 runs. They've played 22 games this year 10 times. The Topes have allowed 4 runs or less. That's really good.
I feel like you're talking about Tanner Gordon like he wasn't in the show last year, and I feel like he was in the show last year.
He was in the show last year a couple of different times.
He's good.
Yeah.
Who's he going against?
He's going against a guy named Christian Mena, who is a top 20 prospect in the Diamondbacks organization. Mena is he's a dude also. Yeah, he's a prospect, and he's thrown the ball really well this year.
Got an ERA under 4 in the PCL. That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It's
under 3.5.
The only pitchers I know right now on the planet who have ERAs under 4 are pitchers who pitch against the Rockies.
I would say too soon, but it's every day.
I check it every day. I'm obsessed with it. They're the opposite of what the Cubs are right now.
Josh can't comment on that, right?
I know.
It's just going to be dead air for sure.
I mean, I don't know what to say other than correct.
Just gets me. That's the whole thing. It just gets me. And the NL West is so good.
It's unfair.
There's not even hope.
It is unfair.
And I don't even mean hope this year. I mean, in perpetuity, there's no hope.
The biggest fans of the Rockies, besides Rockies fans,
are
Chicago White Sox fans.
Yes.
Who hope this trajectory keeps up for a full season.
Josh, here's an idea. Jock Peterson's 0 for 41. Do the Rockies trade for him?
Buy low. Not only buy low, buy at the bottom of the Grand Canyon low.
I feel like you're not subscribing to any of these takes, Josh. I feel like
I got nothing. That's a rough go of it for Jock. I thought I heard him say the other day something like I'll come out of it. Total Jock, just oh yeah, I'll come out of it. I'll come out of it.
Maybe he will.
He needs to get into a fight with Tommy Pham. Because last time he got into a fight with Tommy Pham, he went on a heater. So I think he needs a physical altercation in his life to get off this schneid.
He needs to win a fantasy league. Just start cracking dingers. Final thoughts, Josh?
Let's see. Final thought is that tonight Sam Hilliard is going to become the all-time Albuquerque professional baseball home run king.
I thought he did that on the 15th. What happened?
He tied
That was a tie.
that day. I was tied right now.
I was out of town.
And I see him walking. He just walked behind home plate. He's about to go down in the steps, and he just had the confident walk of someone who's going to hit a home run tonight.
Looks like a hitter.
Yep.
Save it for Albuquerque, Sam. Just a couple doubles.
Josh, have a very good broadcast tonight.
Thank you very much. That's the goal. You guys have a great night.
Right back at you, brother.
Isaiah back at the studio.
I have faith in my Rockies. They're going to turn this thing around.
They're in rain delay right now. God doesn't even want them to play.
Oh,
Man.
say, you poor child. You mean like in the trajectory of their franchise or this year? Because it's not this year.
He was actually talking about the topography of Colorado.
Oh, you know what you should check out? The opening drive tomorrow morning with Jeff and JJ. That's a good show.
So I now said Hooters tomorrow night for the draft. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow at Hooters, porque...